Hey everybody, welcome back. So we're going to talk about protists in this lecture. So the group Protozoa is a polyphyletic group. So remember, polyphyletic means that there are multiple ancestors. So this is the group that taxonomists hate. They're always changing. They're always trying to figure a better way because this is not what we like. We like monophyletic. Simpler, the better. All protists are eukaryotic. They are, in general, unicellular, but they can be multicellular. They vary in how they get their nutrition, what they look like, as well as how they get around. The groups that are important pathogens are your groups Amoebozoa, Chrome alveolata, and excavata. There we go. So they can replicate in different using different mechanisms. So over here we have schizogony up top. Schizogony is a multiple fission of the nucleus. So when the nucleus in mitosis, the nucleus divides from one nucleus to two. In schizogony, we have multiple divisions of that nucleus. So instead of 1 to 2, we now have 1 to like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're producing multiple cells very rapidly. Down here you can see binary fission, because they can divide via binary fission as well. The life cycles can be sexual or asexual. So they can go through a sexual phase where they exchange information. So you get the sperm and the egg come together. Or you can have asexual life cycle where you have the cells growing, but no male and female gametes coming together at all. So let's look at some of the organisms in each group. Amoebozoa, they all move via amoeboid movements. They have what we call a pseudopod, a false foot, that allows them to move around. They are mostly free-living, but there are some that are considered very important parasites. Entomoeba histolytica causes dysentery, amoebic dysentery, and dysentery is serious diarrhea. The trophozoite stage feeds on the intestinal mucosa of an individual. The cyst stage is inactive. It doesn't cause any problems, but it can survive outside of a host for months. So this is kind of like an endospore, except for not as strong, because endospores can last for years. Naegleria fowleri causes amoebic meningoencephalitis. So this is basically your meninges of the brain get very inflamed, causing swelling. This is also known as your brain-eating amoeba, found in warm, fresh water, and it can enter the host through the nose, so you have to be very careful. The likelihood of this amoeba getting into your system is relatively low. There's not a lot of cases, but if you're going to go swimming in a warm freshwater lake, you definitely want to maybe wear nose plugs and make sure that there's no cases of amoebic meningoencephalitis, just to be safe. Each of these does have a video associated with it, so you can watch them if you'd like. Gives you a little more information. Chrome alveolata, these are your ciliates. some algal forms, Apicocomplexans, are all part of this group. They share a common plastid, which is a pigment-containing organelle. The group Apicomplexa are all internal parasites. So they have an apical complex, and you can see it here. This is what they use to penetrate host cells. The organism that we typically talk about is Plasmodium, which causes malaria, is an Apicomplexa. So this organism has two hosts in its life cycle. It has the human and then the Anopheles mosquito. The human is called the intermediate host because once Plasmodium gets into our system, asexual reproduction occurs. And then the Anopheles mosquito is the definitive host because when the protozoan gets into the Anopheles mosquito, sexual reproduction occurs. So a definitive host is a host where sexual reproduction occurs, and the intermediate host is the host where asexual reproduction occurs. This organism causes malaria. Malaria kills hundreds of thousands of people yearly. So in 2017, 435,000 people died. Most of them were from Africa. The reason for this, Africa is a hotspot for malaria because the Anopheles mosquito is found there. And so since you have to have that mosquito, that's where that disease is going to be found. Interestingly, a disorder known as sickle cell anemia is also associated with Africa. So it's very common in Africa. And there's a reason for this. The Plasmodium protozoan cannot survive in organisms in humans that have sickle cell disease. Now, sickle cell disease is a deadly disease, so it can kill you, but it shows heterozygosity. So what that means is if you have one normal gene for blood and you have one mutated gene for sickle cell blood, then you can actually live a normal life and the protozoan cannot hurt you. Because if you have sickle cell trait, the protozoan will not survive. So that's kind of interesting. There are treatments for malaria. One of the treatments is Mefloquine. The problem with treating diseases associated with protozoans is that they're eukaryotic, and so are we, and so a lot of times the treatments can cause harm to the host also. So when we take it, we can get sick as well. So this is the protozoan. There are different stages to its life. So there's a ring stage, there's a trophozoite stage, and here you can see it starting to go through schizogony. So they've come up with multiple types of treatments or types of mechanisms to decrease malaria. And the one mechanism that seems to be the most effective is just using these bed nets. So this is a mosquito net. It covers the bed. Mosquitoes can't get in, can't get through it as long as you don't have holes in it. And using that, the individuals can sleep at night without worries of being bitten by the mosquitoes. A few other organisms that are also apicocomplexans are Cryptosporidium parvum, which causes cryptosporidosis, Babesia microti, which causes babesiosis, Toxoplasmosis gondii, which causes toxoplasmosis. And so you can read about what some of the disorders or what these disorders cause. They're not as severe as malaria, but they still are very dangerous. And I'm going to stop here and we'll get into the next video talking about comb alveolata. Bye.